Hey hunters, how y'all doing? Just got back from a little cruise. But anyway, hey, need to talk. This is some serious talk about, patriots and what's going on in this country. We are feeding into the left's agenda of gun control. They are so smart that I just figured it out. I just figured it out today. If you take a ride, hold on. If you take a ride, a lot of times, because it's kind of hard to have a radio on a bike, especially on a small one, unless you got a big fairing. I don't have a fairing. So anyway, but if you really think about it and what's going on, they got, and you watch, you see it, you see these, you got felons on the left, gangbangers and murderers and whatever. They run around open carry AR-15s and fucking AK-47s. They're open carrying that stuff, and they're felons. And the police don't do anything. They don't do anything. You got police leaving patriots. When the patriots get their back against the wall, the police just leave. Reveille. All hands heave out and trice up. The smoking lamp is lit in all authorized spaces. Breakfast for the crew. I'm trying to get you awake. Y'all need to think about this before you go to these protests. I gotta put some Copenhagen in. No plug for Copenhagen. He's got a guy and his dog on it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love Copenhagen. I miss my dog, by the way. My buddy. Anyway. So, think about this. We are getting fed up. We being Americans. Patriotic Americans. And there's a few of us. I'm speaking for a friend, I'm not talking about me, that are in militias. And they're going and confronting NFAC, BLM, Antifa, or whatever. They're confronting these people with AR-15s and AK-47s. All it's going to take is one person to shoot at one person. And that other person, Kyling himself, right? Everybody thinks Kyle was, anyway, I got a different opinion, and I'll get to that in a minute. But defending themselves, and then it's on. Then you got a gun battle with weapons of war on American streets. That's going to be the narrative. That's going to be the narrative that's on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS. That's going to be the narrative across the nation. Weapons of war must be removed from the streets to keep us safe. We must abolish the Second Amendment of the Constitution. Don't y'all see the weapons of war being used to kill many people in our cities? You watch. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a mathematician. And I never went to college. Actually, I did. But when I quit college after 2 years, I started learning shit. And we have to be prepared, teach and train ourselves to defend our families and our loved ones, our brothers and sisters to the left and the right. But we cannot fall into this trap of the weapons of war on the streets. The left is doing it right now. How come the wildfires on the West Coast stop at the border of Canada and Mexico? Asking for a friend. Just curious. I mean, it's bad up there. I know people up in Washington and Oregon and California. And it's bad. Don't play into the left's narrative. We got to stop confronting, and I'm not issuing a stand down order. That ain't what I'm about. But I'm about, you need to think. You need to engage this before you step off on that left foot. You step off on that left foot to go to Kentucky or Atlanta or Dallas or Houston or LA, Portland, Seattle, Chicago, New York, whatever it is. You better engage this before you step off on that left foot. Right? So this is reveille, reveille, reveille. All hands heave out and trice up. The smoking lamp is lit in all authorized spaces. Breakfast for the crew. Wake up. You're playing into the left's narrative. And when it does pop off, you're going to give them their reason to abolish the Second Amendment. You already know the left wants to do it. And Trump has done some jacked up stuff against the Second Amendment too, right? Banning bump stocks and red flag laws. And if you don't think a red flag law is a backdoor gun confiscation scheme, you're crazy. Just being honest. Well, I'm being honest in how I see it. You know, I am a very non-violent, loving person. I love my family. I love my friends. And I unconditionally love my neighbors. I love you whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. I love you until you do me wrong. And when you do me wrong, then I no longer love you. And I mean that. You patriots out there need to wake up. I've worked with a lot of patriot groups. 90% of them couldn't fight their way across the street. But that 10% that is teaching, training, and mentoring continuously, those are the boys that I'll roll with. Those are the ones that got their crap together. Those are the ones that are not rallying. Those are the ones that are prepping, getting provisions, obtaining intel, information, and knowledge to protect themselves and their families. Those are the ones that are maintaining a defensive posture only. So, those will be my brothers on my left and my right. I already know where we stand, right? I already know where we stand. We protect our families and our brothers. Don't play into the left's narrative of gun confiscation. Don't start a war in the streets with the weapons of war, right? Because that's exactly what they want. And they want it to happen before November. That would play into the narrative and give credit to the left for wanting to ban the weapons of war. Be advised, September 17th, we got Occupy the White House. Just like Occupy Wall Street, same group, same organization, same goal. But they're gonna occupy Lafayette Park. It's all intel. It's all credible. I wouldn't put it out there if it wasn't true. Now, I did make a mistake about Camellia Harris, and for that I apologize. And I did already publicly. But her father was a Marxist. That's a fact. An economic Marxist. That's his words, not mine. So, anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Train and prepare, folks. Gather provisions. Every time you go to the store, buy 2 extra of something. And stock up while you can. November 3rd is right around the corner. And if you're not prepared, you're in trouble. God bless you all. Sic Semper Tyrannis.